Hello, welcome back to the reading of the Poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 1. Chapter 98, Part 2, Jesus on the Lake of Tiberias, Lesson to his disciples near the same town. I would like you to meditate upon your election, to examine yourselves thoroughly, to weigh yourselves, and if anyone feels that he is suitable only to be a believer, I will not even say, if anyone feels he is but an unrepentant sinner, I only say, if anyone feels that he is suitable only to be a believer, but does not feel the strength of an apostle, let him withdraw. The world is large, beautiful, sufficient, varied enough for those who love it. It offers all the flowers and all the fruit suitable for the stomach and the senses. I offer but one thing, holiness, and on the earth it is the meanest, the poorest, the roughest, the thorniest, and the most persecuted thing that exists. In heaven, its meanness is changed into immensity, its poverty into riches, its thorniness into a flowery carpet, its hardness into a smooth, pleasant path, its persecution into peace and beatitude. But here it is a hero's labor to be a saint. That is all I can offer. Are you willing to remain with me? Do you not feel like staying? Oh, do not be amazed or sorry. You will hear me ask you this question many times, and when you hear it, please think that my heart weeps asking it, because it is wounded by your insensibility to your vocation. So examine your own consciences, then judge with honesty and sincerity, and then make up your minds. Make up your minds so that you may not become reprobates. Say, Master, friends, I realize that I am not made for this life. I kiss you goodbye, and I say to you, pray for me. Better so than to betray, better so. What do you say? Betray whom? Whom? Me, my cause, which is the cause of God, because I am one thing with the Father. And yourselves, yes, you would betray yourselves. You would betray your souls, giving them away to Satan. Do you wish to remain Jews? I will not force you to change, but do not betray. Do not betray your souls, Christ and God. I swear that neither I nor those faithful to me will criticize you, neither will they have you despised by the faithful crowd. A short while ago, one of your brothers said a great word. We always endeavor to conceal our sores and those of the people we love. And he who would go away would be a sore, a cancer, which after growing in our apostolic body would come off because of its total gangrene, leaving a painful mark which we would carefully keep hidden. No, do not cry. You who are the better ones, do not cry. I bear you no grudge. Neither am I intolerant seeing you so slow. You have just been chosen, and I cannot expect you to be perfect. I will not even demand it after some years, after repeating 100 or 200 times the same things in vain. Nay, listen, in a few years' time, you will be less fervent than now, that you are neophytes. Such is life, such is mankind. You lose impetus after the first leap, but Jesus springs to his feet. I swear to you that I will win, purified by natural selection, fortified by a supernatural mixture. You better ones will become my heroes, the heroes of Christ, the heroes of heaven. The power of the Caesars will be like dust as compared to the regality of your priesthood. You poor fishermen of Galilee, you unknown Judeans, you mere numbers in the mass of present men, will become more famous, more acclaimed, more venerated than Caesar, and than all the Caesars the world ever had or will have. You will be known and blessed in the near future and in the most remote centuries until the end of the world. I appoint you to such sublime destiny because you are honestly willing, and I will outline the essential features of the apostolic character, so that you may be fit for your destiny. Be always vigilant and ready. Your loins should be always girded up, and your lamps always lit, as if you were to leave at any moment, or to run to meet someone who is arriving. You are, in fact, and will be until your death, the indefatigable pilgrims, looking for wanderers. And until death puts them out, your lamps are to be held high up and lit to show the way to misguided souls coming towards the fold of Christ. You are to be faithful to the Master, who appointed you to such service. That servant will be rewarded, whom the Master always finds vigilant, and upon whom death comes in the state of grace. You cannot and must not say, I am young, I have time for this and for that, and then I will think about my Master, my death, my soul. Young people die like old ones, and strong men like weak ones, and old and young, strong and weak are equally subjected to the assaults of temptation. Be careful, because the soul can die before the body, and you may unknowingly carry around a putrid soul. The dying of a soul is so imperceptible, like the death of a flower. Not a cry, not a convulsion. It inclines its flame like a tired corolla and goes out. Later, sometimes after a long time, sometimes immediately after, the body realizes it is carrying a verminous corpse within itself. It becomes mad with fear and commits suicide to avoid such union. Oh, it does not avoid it. It falls on to a swarm of snakes in Gehenna with its very verminous soul. Do not be dishonest like brokers or pettifoggers who side with two opposite customers. Do not be as false as politicians who call this man and that man a friend, whereas they are enemies to both of them. Do not act in two different ways. You cannot laugh at God or deceive him. Behave with men as you do with God, because an insult to man is an insult to God. Let God see you as you wish to be seen by men. Be humble. You cannot reproach your master for not being so. I set the example. Do as I do. Be humble, gentle, patient. That is how the world is conquered, not by violence or force. Be strong and violent against your vices. Extirpate them at the cost of breaking your hearts. Some days ago I told you to watch over your eyes, but you do not know how to do it. I tell you, it would be better to become blind by pulling out covetous eyes rather than become lustful. Be sincere. I am the truth, both in sublime and human things. I want you to be genuine too. Why be deceitful with me, or your brothers, or your neighbors? Why cheat people? Proud as you are, why do you not say, I do not want people to find out that I am a liar, and will be sincere with God? Do you think you can deceive him with long manifest prayers? Oh, poor children, God sees into your hearts. Be chaste in doing good, also in giving alms. An exciseman knew how to be so before his conversion, and are you not capable? Yes, I am praising you, Matthew, for your chaste weekly offer, which only the Father and I knew was yours, and I am quoting you as an example. Also, that is a form of chastity. My friends, do not disclose your goodness as you would not undress a young daughter before a crowd of people. Be virgins in doing good. A good act is virgin when it is free from any connection with thoughts of pride and praise, or from incentives of pride. Be faithful to your vocation to God. You cannot serve two masters. A nuptial bed cannot hold two brides at the same time. God and Satan cannot share your embraces. Man cannot, neither can God nor Satan share a treble embrace contrasting with the three embracing one another. Be averse to the lust for gold, as well as to the lust for the flesh. To the lust for the flesh as to the lust for power. That is what Satan offers you. Oh, his deceitful riches, honor, success, power, wealth, obscene markets where your souls are the legal tender. Be satisfied with little. God gives you what is necessary. It is enough. He guarantees that for you, as he does for the birds of the air, and you are worth much more than birds. But he wants reliance and moderation from you. If you rely on him, he will not disappoint you. If you are moderate, his daily gift will be sufficient for you. Do not be heathens, by being of God only by name. Those are heathens who love gold and power to appear as demigods more than they love God. Be holy, and you will be like God in eternity. Do not be intolerant. Since you are all sinners, behave to others as you would like others to behave to you. That is, with mercy and forgiveness. Do not judge. Oh, do not judge. You have only been with me for a short time, and yet you have seen how many times I, although innocent, have been wrongly judged and accused of non-existent sins. A bad judgment is an insult, and only true saints do not pay back in the offender's coin. Refrain, therefore, from offending, so that you may not be offended. Thus you will not fall in your duties either to charity or to holy, dear, kind humility, which is Satan's enemy, together with chastity. Forgive. Always forgive. Say, I forgive, Father, that I may be forgiven by you of my numberless sins. Improve hourly with patience, perseverance, heroism. Who told you that it is not painful to become good? Nay, I tell you, it is the greatest labor, but the reward is heaven, and it is therefore worthwhile, getting exhausted in such labor. And love, oh, what words shall I use to persuade you to love? None is suitable to convert you to love, poor men, instigated by Satan. So I say, Father, hasten the hour of purification. This land and this flock of yours are dry and diseased, but there is a dew that can cleanse and soothe them. Open its fountain. Open me, Father. Here I am burning with the desire to fulfill your will, which is also mine, and of the eternal love, Father. Father, Father, look at your lamb and be its sacrificer. Jesus is really inspired, standing, his arms stretched out in the shape of a cross, his face raised towards the sky, in his linen tunic, and with the blue lake behind him. He seems a praying archangel. The vision ends on this gesture of his. This has been a reading from the poem of the Man God written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 1, Chapter 98, Part 2, Jesus on the Lake of Tiberias, Lesson to his disciples near the same town. Thank you for listening. I will see you tomorrow. May God bless you, and may peace be with you.